Good morning. It's 9:30, July 25th, 2010, and we're at the Harvest of Dreams garden. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks because I was on vacation, but just wanted to take a look at everything that we have. Our caterpillar bed is lush and green. All the squashes and watermelon are growing and doing their thing. We have our Power Wagon Ave that was created by this year's 6th grade. Still looking very good. We have vines growing into it just as planned. Our display case is hanging, and we have our summer garden maintenance crew on it. Families sign up for 1 week at a time, and this week it is the DiNicola family. Last week it was the Sakara. We had the Broadhead, the Anterno before that, and Seeger started it off. We have the Hetzel Smiths, Warshaws, and then the Wrights to finish up the summer before our harvest celebrations begin. Our greenhouse, the door is being maintained. It was not closing properly, so we have our custodial staff on that. And as you can see, the garden looks beautiful. It is just gorgeous. Everything is growing and healthy. We have, as always, surprises. We try not to plant any of our big, long, viney plants in the main beds, but, well, I think we mistakenly did that. So we have them growing up all the way up to the roof. It is some type of gourd or squash. I'm not quite sure, but mixed in that we have zucchini, which in a moment I'll show you the huge zucchini that came out of that. And our eggplant was covered up. I had to open it up to the sunshine. We have tomato plants back there just beginning to develop the round tomatoes. Corn is lining the two beds, A and B. And a gift to the school from this year's 6th grade was this beautiful star, metal star statue, and the vine has made its way up onto that. We have our tall sun followers, our beautiful sunflowers. Just a couple this year, but again, gorgeous. And here are some yellow squash. We've already gotten several yellow squash from these plants. I just picked beets, and now I've planted some radishes, which will be ready in about 3 weeks or so. Our carrots are looking lovely. Broccoli is growing strong. The eggplant that was not covered up by a vine is looking okay. And our tomatoes, our bed of tomatoes, which are just starting to produce some tomatoes. They're still green, but they're doing their thing with the sunshine, and it's been raining. And our peppers are making their way. They're taking a little longer this year, but that's okay. That is okay. We have some bush beans, some purple bush beans. And our swing set beds, which have our cucumbers and peas. We have our more tire beds, which are housing some beautiful plants. Yellow squash that's been harvested and sent to the 10% gardens. We have dill and basil in one of our herb beds, and more squash, more dill, more swing set beds. Our red tool shed that was donated by a class several years ago, and a rain barrel, which was very, very useful during that dry spell that we had over the past several weeks. Here are the new edition of swing set beds. or I'm sorry, tire beds that we have added this year, and they are doing well in this shade. You must get enough sun. And here's the beginning entrance to Power Wagon Trail, and it loops all the way around and up to the swing set beds. I'll take you on this holding a yellow squash. So I'm going to make my way down here carefully. Hopefully I won't trip. And I'm just kind of sliding down. And, well, I think we'll have to have a group to kind of clean this up next year. But it's still nice. It goes out to Fort Warren, another trail through the woods, and then it snakes up to our caterpillar beds, which was where we started. You could see some squash growing in there. All the flowers will produce squash eventually, but everything looks beautiful. It's been a healthy summer for these plants. Here's a gourd for a birdhouse. We have several of those growing. There's some more in there. And again, they're throughout the garden, which was an unexpected little pleasure. Here's what was harvested today. I know the broadhead family had harvested quite a few vegetables. We have rhubarb, that big zucchini I was telling you about, the crop of beets that we had planted, more yellow squash, and I'll be weighing these and recording them before we donate them. I picked some dill, not much. We'll leave that for when we make our cucumber pickles for the families who maintain the garden. And then we have some cucumbers, lemon cucumbers, and these big fatties. We also have some beans, purple beans, and peas, beautiful peas. So it's a wonderful thing.